who aren't here can be here or with us.
Yeah.
Um, okay. So starting off, I have to read. I don't have to do anything, but here we go. The mission and purpose of Velocity Kids. If you are here, I want you to be on the same page as me. So our goals for Velocity Kids is to foster a love of and a good foundation of movement, running and jumping and throwing, and encourage healthy lifestyle and compete with excellence, efficacy, and enjoyment, which is kind of more of a bigger one for this track season, and develop athletes in the sport of track and field and cross country. So if that all falls in line with something that you value, then heck yes, welcome here. Um, I so I'll be honest, I have capped out the tracks. Track is hardest of my. If you guys don't know, I have 5 seasons. So I just finished up Lake to Lake that or Race Ready. That's where I had 30 kids run from Sand Hollow or Gunlock to Sand Hollow. Awesome. It was amazing. That was the most kids I've had so far. That showed up on race day anyway, so that's huge. And then I have track season, and track season is honestly my most insane for being the head coach because there's so many events in track. That and track and field. We do track and field, and I want to give the kids my biggest goal for track and field is to give the kids a taste of each of the events. And there's just a million events, and a lot of kids want to do this. So like right now I stopped, I shut it off, like I turned off registration, and I have 41 kids signed up. So everybody who doesn't sign up right now, I'm like, yeah, if you want to help coach, because I'm nervous about having enough coaches. But then I did just look at my numbers last year, and I had 35 kids for track last year, and I had three like solid coaches, and it still worked okay. So it's okay.
Nice.
So a big part of this is just seeing where the coaches are in like their availability and what they want to how involved they want to be on practice day because I need a coach. I need a coach to get the kid out of the tree when practice starts, and I can't stop practice to go get the kid out of the tree. Okay. So I need somebody who like you do not need any sort of background in anything other than like hopefully you don't hate kids. And that you like kids that move. Um so that you can like help just like control the kids. And that, I mean, honestly, last year we had two, and I shouldn't say this, but we had two brothers that were just insane the entire season. We had some events with them and stuff. So like it was like somebody needed to be with them the whole freaking time. So I feel like track brings out more of the crazy kids. Then my other seasons I have summer and cross country, and then I do a Christmas break thing. I kind of miss that step. Um, so I really like need the coaches. That's one coach. And then with track, I split them up at the start of practice, and I have and we do during a practice, we're going to do like a fielding event and a running event. And so I basically need somebody to be like totally in charge of one of those because I can't be totally in charge of both of them. And then the kids rotate. So far this year with what we have 12 first through third graders, and we have 11 first, sixth through eighth graders, and then I have 18 fourth and fifth graders. So so that's like a big group. So I'm kind of thinking as far as splitting them up, and we'll see what comes about this. But during warm-ups, we'll have the three different ages going together and stuff. So ideally, like three different coaches leading three different warm-up. Not really different. We're all kind of going at the same time, but like really watching the kids and making sure they're doing stuff right. And then um and then when we split up into like what we're working on that day, then I'm thinking I'm just going to send the fourth graders with the second or first, third, and fourth graders. And then the fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth graders will go together. It won't be even, and there'll be a lot more little kids, but I think that will work. And an idea of what I mean by that is like how I just want to kind of explain what practices are like, especially if those of you guys who are on the fence of like, what am I getting myself into? Or like, is this something I want to be involved in? Um, so when practice starts, especially like the first day, I'm giving out t-shirts and I do name tags as a way that we can all learn the kids' names, especially they're really like usually I know quite a few of them, but I we do have quite a few new kids. Um, so and then that's also like how I take roll, and that's how all of you guys get to like know their names, right? And so once practice starts at 4:30, I'm very like I try my hardest, but I'm not really amazing at it to start practice and stop practice on time because all of us are in the same boat of like trying to get the rest of their family kids to all the other events and all the stuff. So I try to like do that. So like right at 4:30, I'll blow the whistle, bring the kids in, and we start with a value lesson. This is when I also want the coaches to be involved. I usually write it up, but I think it's good for them to hear other adults' stories. Um, so like a value lesson might be on, I don't know, they're always like some motivational like kick butt, keep going, like a lot of them for cross country just barely or like just barely was like keep moving even when stuff gets hard. So it's just like those kind of things. And it also gives the late kids like 5 minutes to get there. That's another reason. So we're trying to teach the kids something, but then also like I want everybody there before we start. And then at practice, so I mean, then when we do warm-ups, we'll have the three different ages. And like I said, like hopefully three different coaches with each of them blowing a whistle, doing a drill, and we do dynamic drills down and back. And then for track after that, we have them well, one of the reasons we do it at Riverside is that then there's a 400 track. So then they all run a 400. So some of the kids are going to love that and some of the kids are going to hate that. But like I said, my biggest goal is to just give them a taste of all of the things of track and field that we can do at an elementary and like not high jump, obviously, and stuff like that we don't have access to. So, and then from there, then we'll divide them up. And so like the first day of practice, I have half of them will be working on jumping form, and then half of them will be working on running form, and then we switch. Okay, so that's like, and then usually time is up. Sometimes I have like a game planned. The next one, just to kind of give you an idea, on Thursday, it would be like we'll do a time trial. So half the kids will be timing their 100 meter, and that one I require like I need a lot of coaches help on that. I need at least three coaches helping time that, and then a long jump test. And the long jump test kind of takes a long time. So like ideally two other coaches that day. So like that day I need like five coaches to like come and be able to participate. And so that's just like kind of an example of like what the coaches is. So I need one that's like literally just kind of corralling the kids, helping like I said, getting the kid off the tree or whatever. The bad part of having practices at Riverside, and the only reason like one of the reasons I only do this practice is there's no bathroom. So I try to tell the parents that in advance, like da da da, but like there's no bathroom, bring your water and don't hopefully the kid doesn't need to go to the bathroom. Um, and then we do a cheer and then we're done and that's all. So but like I said with a bunch of kids and that's like I know that there's plenty of other organizations that have, you know, whatever, one adult to 40 kids or whatever. But I want the kids to like get a lot more attention. So the more eyeballs on them, the better. And like even during the warm-ups, most of my coaches are standing there like just helping the kids, critiquing them, like doing something to like interacting with the kids, tell them they're doing good or to help them in some form or something like that. It's really just like encouraging them. As far as the skills go, if you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know what ones did I just say? Running form or jumping form, like I don't even know how to like do any of that. I always have it, and this is what I'll do as soon as I get off of here, is I send the group on our GroupMe. The GroupMe is super important. All the coaches are on the GroupMe app. I will send like, okay, here's the game plan for Tuesday. Um, and actually, I'll pull it up here in a second and see if you guys want to fill in some of my blanks right now. Um, and and then I'll also send like videos of that I've made because I'm 4 years into this. Of like, okay, this is how I want jumping form to be taught. This is how I want running form to be taught. So, and it's not super rocket science, and we're we're working with like little kids. So, and our goal is just to give them a taste. So don't feel like you need to be like a super expert in this. You know more than the kids just because you watched the video. Okay. So
Some of the kids really struggle to pick up some of the things.
yeah, yeah. And the video will have them progress a lot, but then practice will be like, we hit one of the things, Dana, and you wanted us to hit four, and that's gonna happen. So it's totally fine. We just try to do as much as we can. So actually I will pull that up right now. So normally I would text. Well, first off, so the biggest responsibility that I need from the coaches is on the coaches group me app the week before. So I didn't do it until after today in this meeting, is that I will have an appointment, a calendar thing like I did for this Zoom, and you need to mark whether you're coming or not coming. Because like I said, if I do that and I don't have five coaches available on Thursday, I'm going to have to come up with a different game plan for Thursday. So the most important part is that you let me know if you're coming or not coming. Either way, I like don't leave it as unmarked because then I'm like, I don't know. And then I can't give you a job either because I want you to have a job. I want you to feel like there's a purpose for you to be there because I promise there's a purpose for you to be there, especially in track season. um, so on Monday, um, so I usually like I'll do the welcome and the value lesson stuff on the first day. But then like on Thursday, somebody else needs to take that, right? But if of you guys that are on here right now, and if you're in board, if you were to choose to help with running form or jumping form, like which of those two could I put your name next to? Go.
I'd say
Jumping.
running.
Nate said jumping.
This is Jeremy.
Oh,
Jumping.
Jeremy.
Jeremy said
Okay.
jumping. I'd say running, but I can do jumping too.
Okay. Amy's either. Okay.
I
That's
just learned how to unmute myself.
Oh, good. Good. Look at
I'm
you.
learning. I'm such an old guy. Um, I can do whatever you want.
Okay.
I've coached my kids a little bit in running form, being more
Okay.
explosive, stuff like that. But
Yeah. And this first day, as far as the running form goes, we're literally this is when I do the potato chips for those of you who know. Like I'm just teaching them to swing their arms and not make a fist. We like baby steps.
cool.
But ideally, my older kids, we can do more. And that's even like with the warm-ups. Ideally, like in my head, I have a whole lot more up-leveled running, even warm-ups that we could do with the bigger kids. But the little kids, we're just doing like a little bit at a time. That makes sense. Um, but so anyways, like so I put that poll out and then I like fill in the blanks and then I'll send it out again and be like, okay, this is, this is where your name is, so be ready and like stepping up to like do that because in practice I don't have time to be like, I don't know, to get the coach's attention to try to get them to where they need to be when I'm trying to get 42 kids in their right spot. So it's just better if everybody, so the more advanced stuff I can send you in advance and have you like up to par as much as you can, the better for everybody, you know? Um, but okay, now that I'm like way into this and I think nobody else is gonna hop on because I kind of want you guys to know each other. So let's start with Jeremy. Unmute yourself and tell us why you're so excited to be here.
Are you sure you want me to say that?
Yeah, you go for it.
I basically help Dana with whatever she needs all the time. I'm available. Actually, I like track. I've been amazed by these kids, especially like just seeing them come out. There's this one girl, Chloe, that started track with us last year, and she came from a dancing background, and that girl can do hurdles like it's insane how good she is at hurdles. And you're going to run into kids that are all different skill levels, but you'll see kids that aren't very talented, and by the end of it, they're doing everything just like everybody else. And what's cool is we have track and field so diverse. There's there's so many different things that they can do that they'll find their niche, what they love doing, either throwing the javelin or shot put or running or hurdles or jump, doing the long jump. They'll all get a chance to try out those things. So when they get to the meets, they kind of have an idea of how to do it, but each one of them will kind of find their niche. And that's what's so cool about track is, yeah, we got some super fast kids that can run super fast, but we also have some kids that amazing at hurdles, and we have other kids that are really good at shot put, and javelin. So it's really fun to watch those kids develop. Even the little guys, like in first grade, third grade, they're out there having a good time and they're learning the skills. And that's where it starts, because we see them start young, and then we see them go and grow up, and by the time they're in sixth, seventh, eighth grade, like they're amazing athletes. So it's cool to watch.
It is cool to watch. And yeah, Chloe's been amazing since since she started with me. And is why I picked so that's Jeremy's honest or actually my husband as well. So he gets tagged along to all of this stuff. So there's that. Kate, can you talk?
Yeah, I'm here.
Awesome. Tell us why you're excited to be here.
Hi, my name is Kate Norman. I'm from Cache Valley, Utah, so up north. I'm going to SUU right now, and I really enjoy running, and I loved cross country and track in high school. And I felt like it just really helped me grow into myself and be more comfortable and find something that I could love and enjoy and use as just an outlet to understand myself and maybe process feelings when I couldn't figure them out. So I would love to help kids and just different people just experience running and just learn to love it.
Yeah, so Kate is freaking awesome. She reached out to me before whatever Christmas time-ish and said, "Hey, I saw that you have this. Can I come help?" I'm like, "Heck yeah." So she drives down from Cedar and she's amazing. So she helped last season. So glad that you're up for it some more. And you said sometimes you might bring a friend, right? Is that still a thing, Kate?
If I can now and again, I will, but
Mhm.
I'm not sure how frequent that will be this
Okay.
season.
Okay. That's cool. Erica, are you gonna talk? I don't think you've said anything.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. My oldest two kids did track in high school, and it was just a really good atmosphere for him. And so my fifth, he's 9, he's had a harder time finding his thing. So I'm just trying to find something that he loves. And he did the cross country and the Christmas one and just loved it. So trying to figure out his thing still.
Yes, and he's super cute.
He
And
is cute.
and becoming a better runner every time. And he loves it, so it's super cool. Yeah.
I didn't do track, so I don't have a lot of experience. Ryan does, but he had knee surgery last week, so I was hoping he could do it, but
Yeah.
still immobile.
But like I said, you can be the parent getting the kid out of the tree, Erica.
I can get kids out of trees.
I need all the levels.
If I can make the schedule work, I'm gonna have to do some calling, but if I can make it
Okay.
work, I'll have to.
Okay, cool. Amy, go.
So I haven't done track yet before, as far as like coaching. I did do track for 1 year in high school, and I did the hurdles, and I tried a couple other things, but
Really? Okay.
yeah, so a long time ago. But I actually met Dana when I was buying shoes for my son in the running center to run a race with his teacher who teaches at Riverside and runs with the kids. And he loved it. So he's done all of her stuff so far since last fall, and he ran lake to lake, and I think he's finally kind of finding his thing. So like Erica was saying, her son, my son is also 9, and so that's why I'm excited to be there with him. And like he's tried soccer and basketball, and he likes them, but I think he really liked running. He had a lot of fun doing lake to lake, so I'm excited to see him try this because he's never tried any of these events other than running. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be
That's
great.
awesome. Yeah.
Alright.
Nate, what you got?
So my name's Nate. I know Dana and Jeremy through mountain biking. I'm still questioning my sanity
Sure.
about cross country running and track running. Um,
As
but
most of my mountain bike friends do. So for you guys who don't know, I also coach mountain biking with Nate. And so there's it's a big rivalry thing. But it's cool.
yeah, but I've got 2 kids that have graduated from Pineview. Both of them did really well in their running, especially Talmadge. Why am I getting emotional? Shoot. Ugh.
This running's
Okay.
awesome.
So yeah, Talmadge did really, really well. Maddie did really good. She's the one that I had to coach the most because uh, she was the most uncoordinated runner I've ever seen in my life. And so she and I really got together this program of her doing quick steps and really getting precise with her steps. Um, and I mean, she just started killing it by the end of her senior year. Um, yeah, and now I've got a son, Bennett, that thinks he wants to be a runner. And, my kids drag me into every sport they do. So this may be the start of a third one for me.
Awesome. Running sucks you in. I started running and now I run a lot of races, like a ridiculous amount of races.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. Because I do mountain biking, I do Ninja Warrior 3 days a week. Um,
So running just fits right in. You just go on a run or two a week and
yeah,
just kidding.
Easy
I'll,
peasy.
Yeah.
I'll lose some more weight, I guess. Just go run, burn on more calories, I guess. So yeah,
Nate is like an Energizer bunny, so whatever the heck. I've never seen him slow down, so whatever.
I should try it. I hear it's a good thing.
All right, Sadie, tell us about you.
Okay, can you hear me all right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So my daughter Paisley, she's tried different, sports and dance, and we still haven't found kind of what she really likes. So we're excited to try track out. And I work at the hospital as a respiratory therapist, so my schedule kind of varies, but I'm hoping that I will be able to help out some with my schedule. And I'm probably another one that can help get the kids out of the trees. I don't know how much I can bring, but I'd love to help in as much as I can. So
Okay, cool. And Sadie's brand new to me, so I'm excited always for new helpers you're just gonna get hooked like the rest of these guys. So I'll just warn you about that.
perfect.
All the time.
Well, thank you.
That's awesome. So anyway, the biggest things are, well, the number one thing is I go back and forth on whether or not I should be like super strict, like honorary coach, because it's not superly my personality. But I do, but then I sometimes have the kids be too out of control. So that's just another job of the coaches to help, especially when I'm talking, like to just like, turn around, pay attention. And like, of course, I'll be doing that if like you guys are talking. And honestly, I have two kids that will be in the program, and particularly one of them is the worst at that. So that comes into the effect is just his relationship with me. So that works,
Sometimes it's better when someone else is telling him to be quiet rather
Exactly. Yeah.
I'd be happy to take that Joey on. Is it Joey?
Yes, of course.
Okay, I'll
Yes.
take him.
Yes. But I mean, I do sometimes have to stop practice just to yell at my own kids, but it's helpful if other people can help with that kind of stuff.
Nate, Joey's got a gang there, so I'll help you out, dude. So you're not one on one.
Yeah.
Well, we
Especially
can throw
like
down. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
especially this year when I have like half of these kids are new to me, so I don't want them to be sucked into my older kids that are like, oh, I already know, blah blah blah. But I also want to like push those older kids because yeah, like one of them is my child who has been doing this for a long time, and next year he's going to be in high school, and I want him to actually be ready too, and this is my time to do this stuff with him. So I also want him to be pushed way more than the first graders, you know. So the more help I have, the more we're able to like make a difference on each of the kids' levels. So I really appreciate you guys all being here. The other people that I think are helping, I have Alec. He is a 20-something-year-old awesome kid. He's helped me in the past. He helped me with track last season. And then Holly and Chad, they have helped me a lot in the past seasons. They have a couple of kids on the team, but they will have to, like, when they can make it to practice, they have to leave early. And leaving early is kind of sometimes hard because we're like in the middle of the drill. So then that we'll just need more people like whenever it's like that they're leaving early. I got to make sure that the drill continues. And I haven't really totally heard from Jesse. He has a kid on the team, and I think he's going to help. And then there's one other person that I have not really heard from either, but said that they wanted to help. So like we might have a posse, and that's like my biggest hope is like if I have six maybes, at least three will show up to every practice is kind of my like thing. But then when you show up, don't ever feel like, oh, there's so many people I don't need help. No, like I still just dive in, start talking to kids, start doing like whatever. I'm never going to be like, oh, don't step on my feet, like blah blah. Like the more hands, the more you give input. I totally appreciate like everybody's input on everything. Um, uh, I think that's all my key points. Do you guys have questions? Are we nervous? We excited? How are we feeling about all the things?
I've got a question. What days is it?
Oh yeah, I didn't go over that. So Mondays and Thursdays from 4:30 to 5:30. I try to start on time and be done on time off at Riverside Elementary. And
Okay.
then on on so that will be true for the next 3 weeks. And then like I kind of said before, maybe everybody was on here. When there's a meet, I'm totally fine with not having practice. Like I think it can replace it that week. So on the 14th, we'd have practice. This is of April. And the 16th, there's a meet in Enterprise, which is an Enterprise. And like when my cross country meet does an Enterprise thing, I don't usually get a lot of my St. George kids to go there. I freaking love taking my kids there because it's like so much beautiful and pretty, not as hot, all the things. But considering this, so then that Thursday, like that meet would replace that Thursday practice. I'm trying to decide on. But uh, I'm kind of going to try to really push that enterprise meet just because in my last 4 years of doing this, we've had 5 youth meets. And the problem is that lacrosse became a sanctioned sport. And so this is more than you need to know. But so now on the high school's track, they have lacrosse boys and girls, boys soccer, and track. So all of my high school coaches are having a hard time finding a day where they can use the track. Our youth meets are really fundraisers for the high school teams, which is super awesome because my friends who do this up north and have youth running groups up there, they don't have the support like I have from the high school coaches, and I have relationships with all of them. And so like I'm really like feel blessed that way. But it's really sucked. So this year we have 3 meets on the calendar, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get a fourth one. But he won't fully commit yet. So I might like really push that enterprise meet is the gist of that conversation. And then the next week, so that's a week of Easter break. So we won't have it on the 21st because there's no school, but then there's a meet on Tuesday and Wednesday. So we won't have practice that week.
But
And
you'll
then
have,
we have one last practice. Did that, Amy, you got
you'll
that?
have, you'll have 2 meets, right? That week
Oh, yeah,
instead.
did I? Yeah. So we'll have a meet on the 22nd and the 23rd. So we won't have practice that Thursday because that's back-to-back days already. Um, and then the last week we'll be doing our post-time trial, see how much faster everybody is. And then the last day, oh, I should say this, the last day for sure last year, I mean, I don't know if I'll decide, but last year we switched up the location of the last day and we did it at that new park by Smith's. And I just set up like an obstacle course using track things and stuff. And we did it there because we could do the long jump in the sand pit. So I've talked about if you well only okay, maybe only one of you is on the in the other like parent group that I have that I might switch up the location of practices just mostly so that we can have a sand pit to practice jumping into. But we might not too because it was hard. That location was hard because the sand pit is not close to the grass and stuff. So
Is there a sand pit? This isn't super close location, but the one that has the built-in obstacle course. Is there a sand pit there?
there is sand. Yes.
There, it's like at the very bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I have done a velocity practice there before.
I don't
I
know
mean, we
if,
could think about that.
'cause if
Yeah.
you wanted to do the obstacle course feature there, you wouldn't even have to set it up. It's already
Yeah.
there and it's already
Yeah.
timed. And
Yeah.
then you went onto the bottom and there's sand.
And then the sound. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And I kind of like, I don't know, just doing something different for like the last practice, you know? I've had like for cross country, I make the parents come and we race the parents and stuff like that. Like just do different stuff on the last practice. So that would be the last week, the first week of May. is kind of, so really it's going to go by real fast. We have like 3 legit weeks of practice and then meets and some practices and then a week of fun is basically the gist of it.
The meets are on the 22nd, the 23rd, and the
16th. Uh-huh.
And you were saying the 16th is the enterprise one.
Yeah. So
And
that
then
one on that Thursday, I'm trying to like decide.
Okay. And then what were you saying there were 4, maybe 5? What's the 4th one?
The 4th one of the high schools that I will not give out all the names yet, but said he won't give me a date. That's why I'm like, but he says it's going to happen, but it'll probably be a Friday or Saturday night in the lights, like under the lights at the field. So that's actually, I think that would be really cool, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't know. So like if that happened,
But it would
depending on
probably
what day
be
that
like,
is, you know, so if that happened on the week of the 14, 15, 16, then yeah, I'm not going to have practice on Thursday because then
well,
that's
that's
3
Easter
people.
break. So I would bet they would do it the
Oh yeah.
weekend before or the weekend after.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know.
The
It depends on the
weekend after, you'd have to
availability of
find
the field and stuff.
routine.
Like there's all this crap
Yeah.
behind it. And then last year I actually had this Dixie State or whatever the heck we're supposed to call it now, Utah Tech's track coach help me. So I texted him and asked him if the track team would put one on, but he probably won't because they're like in season and all this stuff and uppity, you know, but we'll see. Anyways, what anybody else got questions?
So to sum it up, we practice on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Monday.
Mondays and Thursdays.
Mondays and Thursdays. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the confirmed meets are the 16th, the 22nd, and the 23rd.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I will be there for the 22nd and the 23rd.
Okay,
for
cool.
sure.
Yeah.
As Dustin might be able to come because he'll be bringing Parker out anyway.
Okay.
And he could do the 16th.
Okay,
But
cool.
Dana, if you want to add him, I'll give you his number. If you want to add him to that group me,
Okay.
and if I'm
You
gone,
can probably just add him
I might be able to. Okay, I'll add him.
because I
And
couldn't even
then-
add you, remember? You're high maintenance.
Seriously, there must be a setting or something because I've had the same problem with other.
Yeah.
But I'll add him, and then if I'm not available, he can mark his availability if he can
Okay,
come
cool.
out.
Yeah, yeah. Awesome. Yeah, that's the biggest take home for you guys is on the group me. I'll make sure everybody's in the coaches group me. So I have a coaches group me and I have a parents group me. And on the coaches group me, make sure you mark whether or not you can make it every week. I'll only do like 2 practices at a time, the Monday and the Thursday, and then just mark whether or not you can come. And then I can give you assignments if you're coming. And if your assignment is get the kid out of the tree, that's still a respectable, we want you there assignment. Okay.
It is super helpful. Dana will post like what we're doing for practice every week, and it's super helpful to like review that before you go to practice. Then you kind of get the idea. She has videos on some of the activities we do with the kids, so make sure you watch that before you come to practice if you can.
Yeah, and I try my best to put it out like not like even more than 24 hours in advance. But okay, thank you so
Cool.
much. Go fight
Yeah,
win. I'll
and-
see you on Monday.
Kendra texted me, said that she might be able to help as well. She ran cross country all through junior high and high school,
Okay, sweet.
but
Okay.
it's been a minute. So
Yeah,
she might
I
be able
know
to help.
the high jump and the hurdles.
Okay, well, hurdles are hard. Like I'm pumped that you
Hurdles
know
are
about
hard.
hurdles. They're
They're
hard to
hard.
teach, you know, and we don't do
I
the high
haven't
jump
really
because
thought
I'm
about
not
it.
even messing with not having that. But yeah.
But I did hurdles and high jump to the point where my dad rigged up a high jump in my
cool.
backyard, like
Yeah.
mattresses and
Awesome.
bar.
Wow.
Yeah,
And I did it for a year, and then I was like, man, I don't want to do it anymore.
That's awesome. Okay, I think that this is going to kick me off here real soon. So thank you so much for your help and reach out if you have other questions that you were embarrassed to ask right here.
Thanks, Dana.
Okay, thank you. See you
Yeah.
guys.
Thanks, Dana. See ya.